closer to me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the Magic Library.
And this is Tirah, the
mother. Good, you just introduced yourself. I like that.
Yes, I was watching your podcast today. Yeah. And I noticed, I was like, oh, I didn't reintroduce myself. My name is Tirah.
You can talk louder, you don't have to.
I don't want to scream.
Well, I need you to speak up just a little bit.
So I'm going to bring this closer?
Okay, yeah, good.
Okay.
All right. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Tirah Minger. I have the privilege of being this lovely woman's daughter. No, mother. Anyway, this is my daughter, Cassie. And I'm the mom.
Yep, good. I'm glad we got that established. I'm
the mom with cancer.
Yes, Mom has just recently been diagnosed with some lung cancer, and
bone edema. It has it has metastasized to my femur
from her lungs. Yeah, and so we just recently found that out. Not even a month ago.
Went to California, came back, went to the emergency room. Well, we found out. No, we did it. Did we know before?
We found out a week before my birthday. My birthday was March 3rd, so I won't forget that.
Yeah.
But, on February 24th, that's what it was. Yeah, so we just recently found that out. But, yeah, I wanted to have you on because, even without chemo, I wanted to have you on. Or without cancer, I wanted to have you on. But I think it's important to kind of just talk about where we're at in life and what's going on and
put it out there. Accept it, Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's start off with
chemo brain.
Chemo brain.
Okay, yeah,
it's real.
There's a warning.
Yes, a warning label on this.
Yeah, Mom has a bit of brain fog that apparently comes with chemo that we weren't aware of until after we began this, but it's very normal for her to just completely lose her train of thought, check out, all the things, and so. And
there's a reason they call it chemo brain and not cancer brain, because my brilliant daughter pointed out today, it's not the cancer that's causing these things, it's the medication that they're giving me for pain, for everything else that is causing all of these side effects, all of the chemo brain, the fatigue, the shakes, the things that just aren't me. That just,
Yeah, it's the medication that she's on. She's got fentanyl patches. She's got on hydrocodone, oxycodone, prednisone,
gabapentin. I basically rattle when I walk.
Yeah.
Because prior to
this,
I literally was taking vitamin D3, and only that just started since January. And turmeric. I don't take any. I've just never been a medicine person, and now I take so many. I have chemo brain.
Just real quick though, for the people watching the video, we have our Good Vibes Only sweaters on from
shout out to
Michelle. Michelle got us, me, Mom, and Paige. She got us all these cool sweaters that are comfort colors and they're so cozy. So we were like, perfect, we'll put them on for our first podcast together.
So if you don't want to be here, that's fine because we only accept good vibes.
But actually, in all honesty, the way things have been going on lately, it's not only, when it rains, it pours. Right now, it feels like it's flooding.
Absolutely.
But we are learning to ride the wave.
If it didn't flood, if it was dry all the time, we wouldn't know how to surf.
Because as we're sitting here right now, again, if you're watching the video, you might be able to see Izzy tucked in between us. That's Mom's little Chihuahua Yorkie that we've had for 7 years.
She just had her 9th birthday.
9 years.
You were 14.
Yeah.
You were spring break that she was born.
Yeah, so we've had her for a while now, and she, as of 1 week ago, just started yelping in pain and has been moving real slow. And so not only is Mom being medicated by the hour, Izzy is now also being medicated by the hour.
She has spinal injuries and just pinching nerves, and her cush is gone, but we're now starting to think it may be something else. But anyway, she's just saying doped up. She
doped up right now, and so she's kind of just chilling, but she is here.
But she put up with my leg in pain for 17 weeks. So anyway, it's just a lot going on.
So do you want to mainly talk about your cancer journey so far and like how this all started, or do you want to do you want to kind of touch on that, and then we can get into, because I know you wanted to talk to me about like morning routines and trying to kind of just establish like things you can do throughout the day to make yourself feel better.
Yes.
And things like that. So just to summarize it, we'll say a little over 18 weeks. For 17 to 18 weeks, you had severe leg pain.
Yes, I've been in...
Your left leg was giving you a lot of problems. And we are a very holistic family, so we tried all of the things that we could. We did... you went to grounding, but you went to the chiropractor, you did acupuncture, you did all of these
laser heat thing, I did steroid injections, I did. Yeah. But prior to those, because I didn't go to the doctor for a while because I was trying to do ice baths and ground and yoga and meditate.
We were theorizing everything from nerve to what was the first year, sciatica, to all kinds of different stuff.
And nerves I didn't even know I had. But also it was one of those, it started, and I know, I was in Louisville. Her mother, Zoe, died
she's
October 30th, yes, on October 30th while I was in Louisville. And then there was a lot of stuff going on, and initially we thought it was just all this stuff happening, and I was holding it in.
Yeah.
My sister, who's a massage therapist, has always been able to fix me. And after, massages, long story short, 17 weeks later, I'm still in excruciating pain, chronic pain, blah, blah, blah. We decided, doctors, and then we started kind of the lightweight medical deal. Yeah. Which, but then it got to where I was in so much pain that it was causing me to be sick. And so I went to the emergency room, and then the journey began. And where we're at now is the...
Well, but real quick, we have shared updates through the more detailed updates on Facebook and my Instagram. So if you want to follow along and join Team Tirah, I can always add you to the Facebook group, or you can just follow along with my Instagram because I keep updates on there for how you're feeling, what you're going through, all of that kind of stuff. So
yes, but and for nothing else, the prayers, the thoughts, they make every bit of difference in the world.
They really do. But yeah, so where we're at now.
Okay.
Yesterday it was your PET scan, and she had a week ago she had her chemo, her first chemo round, and then yesterday she had her immunotherapy infusion. And so 7 a.m. is when your PET scan was scheduled for, and Mom had to do a like leafy green and meat only diet, and then 12 hours before she was supposed to fast. But Mom has been an early riser. I'm saying like 4 in the morning, early riser, 3 in the morning sometimes.
3, I get up at 3 normally, and I ate at 4.
Yeah, so she got up before anyone else was awake, and her appetite has been insane since she started chemo. She's been hungry, she's had the sweet tooth, she's all the things, and so she made herself a little egg, and we weren't able to take the PET scan, which is fine. It didn't really make a difference on what the choices and the plan right now. That makes no difference. But the PET scan will just show us where all the cancer is. But we've already done an MRI in our brain. There was no cancer there, which we're real thankful for. But they determined by pulling the fluid off of her lungs that's where it originated, was in her lungs. And so...
And it is stage 4 because it's in multiple places.
Yeah, because you have the cyst. That's another big thing.
Ovarian cyst. That's 11.2 centimeters, which initially we thought, well, there were doctors that thought that that's where it was coming from. But right now, that's not really a big concern.
They don't even seem to believe that is a tumor. They think it's just a cyst.
A cyst,
because it's the size, last time you measured it was the size of an avocado.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I hope it stopped growing, but yes, Mom has been carrying the size of a 16-week-old baby in her, on her left ovary.
60-year-old uterus. That's not supposed to have anything in there.
They don't seem too worried about that. We can always remove that, but that'll be after we do chemo, and we can kind of reassess and go from there. But
part of the reason I wanted to sit down and talk with Cassidy and all that, in the mornings when I have my mornings that I'm good, because of all the medication and everything that I'm on, it's hard for me to focus. It's hard for me I need a routine. I need a schedule. I need Cassie to say, okay, this is what you do. You can start off this many minutes, but I want to do my yoga, the meditation, the grounding, and have a regimen or routine, I guess. It's
morning ritual.
Yes,
morning and nighttime if you can.
Yeah, to where I can stay focused, and because the getting out there and getting lost causes a lot of anxiety and all of that, and just, because my ultimate goal is to get off of all the pain meds and then use this, obviously, help me. Lost it.
Use this journey to...
No, this meditation and this routine to help me not have to think.
Because we fully believe that your body, you can cure yourself from anything. That's something that's happened with me with arthritis. Yeah, that's something that happened with me with arthritis and Crohn's, and so this is just something on a next level that is we're completely believe in the body's ability to do that, but we have to set you up to where you get out of your own way, essentially, and you aren't adding fuel to the fire. Instead, we're helping your body heal.
Correct.
And so that's why things like morning routines and just having some type of structure, which right now, if mom before cancer is completely ADHD, she is always bouncing off the walls. Anyone who knows her, first word they'll describe her with is energetic. That's just, she's constantly going and doing, and this is completely slowed us down in our tracks. We're forced to now not only take it 1 day at a time, but 1 hour at a time, because with her meds and how she's feeling, there's a lot of things are up in the air. Oh, careful, your foot's on the cord.
Okay.
But we're trying to just, meet her where she's at now, instead of expecting you to get back to where you are, because right now that's not the case. And so I from my personal experience with what I do in the mornings now, my morning routine, I wake up, I first drink a cup of water before I have any coffee.
How many ounces?
Just a glass, like a normal glass like that.
10 ounces?
About 10 ounces of water. I drink that first thing. And then I make my way out to my mat, and I do my little workout. I do my mini trampoline for 5 minutes, and then I do my workout routine, and then I go straight into yoga, which that's where you can definitely do some, whether it's yoga or just movement in general.
Yeah.
If you go for a 5-minute walk, if you dance, literally just move your body around and be silly and just exert some energy, get some flow, that's fine too. Like whatever it is you can do, even if it's 5 minutes at a time, that is completely, just have to respect your body where it's at,
Right.
But that, and then right after yoga, I do my 5-minute meditation, which you can do however long you want, because I have to go to work. So mine's on a time crunch, trying to get all this stuff in the morning, but you could do however long of a meditation you want, any kind you want, guided, just write whatever, feels, whatever you feel in tune with, whatever you feel called to.
Well, and that's what I know about you. It's like, okay, meditation, and then I can fill in however long, but it's just like initially, even if I just did 5 minutes, check, and I did that, and I have this schedule that I'm going to do to where I'm not going, what am I going to watch? What am I going to, how am I going to,
So you just kind of have like an archive of things you can pull from, which is the whole reason I wanted to start this magic library. I want it to be a library of archived things that are good for your well-being. So that's what I'm building on my website, which will take time because that's a lot of information to put into one place, but I would love to be resourceful for you to be like, okay, what videos should I watch? What audios should I listen? Things like that. But
which is exactly what I'm wanting to do with my journey, because to be able to tell people it's not the C word. You can talk about it. It's cancer. Everybody's got it. But these are little steps that'll.
Well, a lot of people
I wouldn't
have
say.
it.
I know. Anyway.
Yes, it's more common now than it ever has been.
But just to be able to not sit there in the morning and go, I'm stressing. What am I going to find on YouTube to watch? Oh, here's all this.
Yeah.
And just a little shout out to Cassidy back when she started her journey, which is now like over 3 years, medicine free. She was diagnosed years ago with ankylosing spondylitis, with Crohn's disease, with TMJ, just a slew. And then she decided the medication is not helping her, and so she got off her medication. I've been in the background going, you've got to tell your story. It's going to help so many people and all that. And who knew that, we're going to be in this, basically maybe my story can help people. And I know there's a lot of people that do it. And but I think what your magic library is awesome, because then That's my biggest problem right now with the brain fog. And I have this, what do I watch? What do I do? I've seen so many we've documented, and then I'll go, oh, I remember that, but I don't have it written somewhere. I love the library.
I think that, I think you've spent so much time educating yourself and watching things and absorbing things, but bringing it into your daily habit is that's where we're at now. It's like, okay, let's start, putting these things to work. Let's start actually, doing, having this structure and making sure you do these things for yourself every day, because they really are so beneficial.
Which is, oh shoot, I just lost it. Because, what were you saying?
We were talking about Magic Library and having the archive, and so you're not overwhelmed. And
oh, that just went totally out the window.
That's okay.
But okay, keep talking.
It's okay. Well, just also after I meditate, I go to prayer, and prayer is something new for me. I just started doing that literally at the start of 2023.
Do you have a prayer list of people you pray for?
I do. I have a little whiteboard on my little meditation station, the people I pray for, and then I have a journal. I physically write down my prayers every morning, and then I say them out loud. And obviously,
that's a lot of time listening.
It really takes me maybe 5 to 10 minutes, if that, to do all of it. I have a prayer that I say every single day, and then I have the prayer that I write down where I'm just like, I give gratitude, I say what I'm thankful for, I ask for specific prayers for specific people in specific parts of their body or what they're going through, things like that, and then I say it out loud because there's a lot of power in the word to it, Obviously, I know that writing down isn't something that's very simple for you right now, so that's completely fine, but just saying your prayers out loud, I think there's I just think that's very powerful as well. But
I was taught that Janae Shelby, that saying it out loud also tells it to the devil. Yeah. And because God can hear your thoughts and all that, but you got to say it out loud so that the devil can hear them too. Yes. And I love that. But
it's our words are spells, and what you put out there is what you get back. You know, and so if you are able to say it and have confidence in your voice whenever you speak these things, there's a lot of power to that.
Oh, absolutely.
But, yeah, so that's what I do, and then
so you do the exercise. You do a little exercise, then you try to chill out with your prayer and meditation.
Yes, I get into my mind, body, and spirit.
That's good.
Those are the 3 pillars of me, all of us, but especially again my Magic Library. Those are the 3 categories of this that those are the categories that the library will be broken up into. But you need to get into your mind through meditation, into your body through movement, and into your spirit through prayer.
Very good.
And so those are the 3 things, the first thing you do throughout the day. That's what you should do. And so I said I drank my cup of water, and then I give myself time to do all those things, and then whenever I sit down to pray and things, that's whenever I get my cup of coffee. Okay. And that's whenever I drink something, or if it's lemon water or whatever you're into at that point. You have lots of good teas that you can be drinking in the morning that are very beneficial for you, but and then just nourishing your body throughout the day with good food. And I know that is very overwhelming, but it really is it's so simple, it's complicated.
So approximately how much time do you spend on mind, body, and spirit in the morning?
So I get up at...
With or without work?
It takes me probably about, if I start at 7:30, I'm for sure done by 8:30, about an hour to do those things. Okay. Yeah. And I just kind of get into it, and, on days that I have more time, I'll spend a little bit more time on whatever it is, whether it's prayer, meditation, yoga, whatever I feel most called to spend more time on that day. Okay. But it just kind of gives me time to check in with my body. But where I'm at now is I'm trying to start incorporating a nighttime routine too, because those are really important also.
To get a good night's sleep. Yes, we need to come back to that.
So, but it's the same thing, it's, for me, I don't have a set one like I do in the morning, because in the morning I have a time frame, whereas at night I can be kind of more lackadaisical with it. I journal at night, which I know that's not where you're at right now, which is fine, but I kind of give time to reflect throughout the day, how was I feeling? What was my mantra that I started the day with? Did I refer back to it throughout the day, and stuff like that? I'm taking care of my skin now, so I'm doing skincare. And
maybe too late for me?
No, it's not. Your skin looks really good, actually.
I feel like I look like the crab keeper.
No, you don't. It's just because you've lost weight,
Yeah.
But
anyway, I like that, and we need to touch back on the evening dew, because that will also help me, I think, with what's going on, my monkey mind and all that in the middle of the night. It's been a long time since I've had a full night's sleep, but that's, because I've always heard the yoga, and I'm just get in bed, or either watch TV or, till you
to come down from the day. No, you're good. But also on top of those things throughout the day, just the very basic, simple stuff. Like, yes, go outside, get some fresh air, put your feet in the grass, like drink water throughout the day, things like that are very good for your body, mind, and soul. That will help sustain you throughout the day.
I like that. And then when you do your meditation and all that, and your crystals and everything, do you incorporate those into your rituals, or have you done that?
Yes,
yet?
I have my crystals on my little meditation station, or my altar, whatever you want to call it. I have those on there, and depending on what day it is and how I'm feeling, sometimes I'll hold certain ones, but I really haven't dove into those as much as I'd like to, because I'm just now getting into prayer and things like that, and I don't necessarily meditate with crystals, but they just are kind of good energy to have around me, so I feel like I just kind of keep them there.
And I feel like you charge them, and just having, like you said, having the presence of them, just will make change. And then saging and all that, same difference, same thing. Okay.
Yeah. You have a diffuser in your room, and
it's not working. We need to look at that.
Oh, it's not working.
It worked when Melinda was here.
We'll try to fix that. But my goal, where I'm trying to go now, is, and Sierra, I told you, Sierra was telling me this is what her sister does for her nieces and nephews. They wake up in the morning. She asks her kids, "How are you feeling? What symptoms do you have? Do you have any headaches?" Like things like that. And then she picks her essential oil blends based off of how they're feeling, which is so smart, And so that's what I want to get to. I'm not there yet, and I don't have the collection of essential oils yet, but I'm just using the basic ones right now to just kind of, that's just a better way of putting, good things into the air and that you're breathing in, and the environment and all that good stuff.
I have so much respect for you and the research that you've done on all of this. I mean, because it is a lot. I know it came to me, you were talking the other day about how we've done this, and we've looked into things and we've researched. It's one thing, I've watched the Heal documentary no less than 6 times. I've watched Finding Joe, same amount. Until you're in that position, it's just completely different. Because now it's like, oh, I saw that. I actually, which I'm so proud of myself, in the Heal, I reached out to the holistic spiritual guide.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
And she has sent, because trying to find somebody local that could be this.
Oh, she responded?
Yes. So awesome. Can't read it yet.
You haven't? Are you
well, I've seen it. I pulled it up, but it's also you'll have to look at it. But anyway, but that was a big step for me, because it's like, you watch this and it's like, other people respond, I can be those other people too. So, and like you said, with the things that after getting off medication and going more holistic, this is what I want to do. I want to reach out to these people and find out local. Did I just get totally off track?
No, you're good. You're good. But that reminds me, because I feel like you have different voices in your head, right? You have a voice for your body, you have a voice for your mind, you have a voice for your soul. The soul is always going to be the last and most quietest voice, because that's the one that's like,
not the squeaky wheel.
It'll be your ego that talks first, because your ego loves you and it wants to protect you, and it's like, but it could be bad. You could lose your life. Like, this could happen. Like, all of these things. But then if you give it time, and then your soul finally steps up, and it's like, but it is what it is. And this is in your path for a reason, and so much good is going to come from this, and you have to have confidence in that, and you have to believe that, because it's all about belief, right? We know that. Whatever you believe, that is what, manifests into existence. And if you believe that you're capable of curing your body, there's no but to that. There's no
everything before but is bullshit. They say.
Yeah.
And I will quote my favorite guru, Wayne Dyer: ego, edging God out.
Yeah.
And that's where, so we need your ego takes over, and like you said, the spiritual is not the squeaky wheel, because we're trying to edge God out. We're trying to handle things ourselves.
Yeah.
And in this situation, more than anything, going into this, you're completely blind, as we all were, me and Paige and Cassidy, and just knowing that every single second, every step has been, it's orchestrated. It's all pre-orchestrated. God knows where we're going with this. God knows what we're doing, and He's putting just the right people in our path. And the people I really feel that we've been researching are going to start popping back up too, and that's going to be huge.
Absolutely.
And put it in the magic library.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's going to, it can't be level all the time. And like
it
we
never
said,
will be. It will never be linear. It's constantly going to be in waves.
And that's what we want. We want it to be that way. If it was bzzz, I'd be flatlined.
Yeah.
I mean, literally could
You'd
be.
be so bored.
Yeah, I mean,
we'd be
that's
so
how
bored
you.
with it.
I
The
mean,
point of coming to Earth is to experience and to play. I mean, I've made an episode about that already. Is that I genuinely feel like this is all just a game, and so we just have to figure out what do we need to do to put your body in the best position to be able to cure yourself of this disease, so that you can start preaching to the masses that this is possible. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And these are the things that I did. And then you can start sharing your story and your testimony to overcoming it, because that's what my soul tells me. And you gotta let me just
No,
you need some water?
Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
But testimony, helping others.
Indigestion. That's what just won't do. Oh. Telling people, shouting out to the masses, telling people, which is funny that you say that, because there's always been in the back of my head of doing this such a kind of thing.
That's your soul.
And even though there's so many people that do it, there's somebody that needs to hear a different way.
Exactly.
I mean, I have a different guru than, you do, or, and somebody that just struck a chord with me. Yeah. And then it's like, maybe I could strike a chord with somebody.
That's all it takes, is someone being in a vulnerable state and being desperate for answers, and then maybe they hear your voice come across in this podcast, and they're like, and then it sparks that, and then it goes from there, because it just takes, if this helps one person, it's completely worth it,
And people say that, it sounds so cliche, but it is that, because February 9th, 2020, I started my journey, as we all, I don't know if that was the exact same day, but it was just, and even though I went through old journals, and I had started this journey so many times with so many different people, there was something that clicked, something I heard from somebody, maybe Wayne Dyer, maybe Tony Robbins. I listened to him prior too, but there were just so many, and then something clicked, and when it clicked, it clicked. Yeah. And then we've been on that journey, and we've said this before too. Had that day not come and this hit, I would not be here today.
If you would have been diagnosed with this 4 years ago, I feel it. I genuinely can say I do not think you would have survived.
I 100% agree with you on that, because my body was.
Because let's talk about you 4 years ago.
That's not.
How much did you weigh?
178 pounds.
Which, I mean, you're what, 5'6",
5'7".
5'7".
I skipped it. 5'7". I weighed 178 pounds. I lived off of Bluebell ice cream, and it's a wonder, really, that I didn't weigh 250.
It really is.
When I look now at the stuff I put in my body, and but
you just got sick of it.
I did. I literally got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
You didn't recognize who you saw in the mirror.
I did not like. I didn't.
And those are the type of people I want to share my story with too, because that's how I felt before I got off my medication. I'd look in the mirror and I'd be like, it's not bad, but it doesn't feel like me. Yeah. Like, I don't see myself. That's not what I would guess myself to look like. Right. But now I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, there she is. That's her. Yeah.
You've been in there. You've been that person. Which is correct. That is such. I do that. That is so crazy, because it is just that. In all my times that I started the journey, every time I would look at myself, I'm like, this is not me. Yeah. That's not the genuine me that I was looking back. To the point that New York, in 2019, we're in a little bitty hotel room. I weigh 178 pounds. My girls have no earthly idea, because I've hidden it so well. She hid it. But I would not even look at myself naked in the mirror. And it just made me cringe. Yeah. And, but now, I mean, obviously, you're never going to be 100% happy, but I saw pictures of us in Fort Worth rocking out the cancer, and I really looked at it going, I look better with cancer there in those pictures than I have looked in years.
Even though this is all happening, you still look like you have a glow to you.
I do.
But I think it's because you're on your soul's journey, and this is what you're here to do, and cancer shouldn't be what it is, but we just got to stop giving it the power that people have been giving it. Okay, the camera's about to shut off, so I'm going to stop it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And then restart it. Do you want to keep going?
Do you?
Or do you feel good where we're at? We can just go a little bit longer.
We're going a little longer.
So let me,
something I just have to acknowledge, not only, and everybody who knows me and my girls know that I absolutely hands down, by far, have the best daughters that anybody could ever wish, hope for, pray for. But Paige and Wade, Paige, my nurse, I mean, she has taken such immaculate care of me, and they've opened their home, and I mean, I've moved into this room, and I mean, in the middle of their planning a wedding and all the stuff she has going
destination, Mexico wedding.
Oh, I mean, the things that this girl has on her plate, and then and both, you know, and then me to come in with this, I just cannot stress enough how important family is and how awesome they are for doing this, and everybody has their job on what they do, and this is bringing out the best of everybody's and Paige's organizational skills and her mother. It's just
someone told me, I don't know if it was Colleen, which Colleen is one of our good friends who does human design. I think it was, I think it was Kinsey, because she does Reiki, and I think she told me that she was like, I feel like in a past life I was the mom, you were the older sister, and Paige was the younger sister. Paige is the baby sister, and you were the older sister, and I was the mom in our past life. Yeah, Kins mentioned that, and I was like, honestly, I could see that.
I could see that to a degree. Yeah, I could see that, but at Paige's, I see Paige more.
Well, because that's her role in this life, is being the older sister, you know, but I was like,
But very mom-like, because of how she's taking care of...
Paige is the mother hen in our group.
100%.
Like, whenever we went skiing and I go into the fence and I lose my poles, Paige is the one picking them up, giving them to me. Mom's over there laughing, videoing the whole thing.
Do it again, Cassie. I do it with one foot. And Paige is like, stay away from the edges.
It's like Mom and I go into kid mode, and then Paige is like the mother hen protecting us from anything that could potentially be dangerous.
Yes, but just the way they've opened up their home, and I mean, they're not even married yet, and Wade is taking care of his mother-in-law, you know, it's just, I can't even, anyway.
We're so grateful for that, because I thought about, like, what would we do if Paige wasn't here, you know?
I would be driving back and forth.
Also, not to mention, a year ago, Mom was living in Kentucky by herself.
Yeah.
That was a year ago, like, you happening to move back to Texas, and, like, the way that this all played out
God has orchestrated, and it is lined up, and we have taken every step that He's put in front of us with no questions asked, and I think that's, well, I can't say no questions asked. There are times when I question a lot, but for no reason, because I know He's got it taken care of.
Absolutely.
And the things that people send me, that's just, I mean, there can be a day where and I'm not ashamed to say that there's days that I have cried and go, why? You know, I'm not doing this. Why do I feel this way? And that's what I said at the beginning. I want us to not only be strong for each other, but be weak for each other.
Well, and hold space for each other when you feel weak, and be vulnerable with each other, because that's something I'm trying to do. Because with my dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was 14, and he passed away from it when I was 17, and whenever I was 17, he passed away on a Saturday, and by Monday I was back to school because I needed to go back to I needed to go back to a routine, and I didn't know how to process that emotion. So instead I just numbed it by not dealing with it. And obviously it's been 8 years now, and or almost 8 years now, and I've gone through all my waves of grief, and I've fully processed, and I feel like I've healed as much as I can from it. But I numbed for so long that I didn't know. I didn't know you could process. I didn't know you needed to process and feel emotions. And so that's like, with us, whenever you received your diagnosis, like I said, my soul was like, this is just a part of your journey. This is what we have to do. We have to take it one step at a time. But in my body, I was heavy. Like, my body just felt...
Were you scared?
No, I was never scared of it. But it was just like the weight of it, and like the shift of the person I was versus the person after before the diagnosis and after were two different people, it felt like. And because Paige and I talked about this, and she felt the same way of like, it's just different now, and it's not better or worse or anything like that. It's just the new reality that we're accepting. Like, you do have cancer, and whenever I'm sad about it, I'll cry about it. Whenever I've had moments, you know, where it's like, yes, you have to acknowledge that it could take your life, because at the end of the day, we're not immortal. You know, we're all going to die of something, and it's just strange how it's the word cancer that makes us like remember that.
Yeah,
you know,
it puts us in a totally different reality.
Yes, and so, but what it's teaching us is to take advantage of each moment. Whenever it's like, you should be doing that anyways, because you are going to die. You could die. We could all die tomorrow. Right. We have absolutely no clue. So, like, why does it have to take something like this to wake us up to the beauty of life? Because whether we see it or not, the world is always beautiful.
Yeah.
There's
the world
always
is
love.
perfect.
It's filled with love.
Yes,
yeah, this is exactly as it should be. So
why not take advantage of it and enjoy it?
Yeah.
I do, and I probably did this a lot, but Janae, I do remember her saying, why live your life for the afterlife when you can have what you want now?
Exactly.
And, you know, this world can be perfect. Our lives can be perfect. And I think that's why we go through it. I've had some friends that passed away recently who had no family, who had no prayer background, I would say, or anything. And I could not wrap my head around how shallow or hollow that life must have been. But 100%. What it's done to our family. We were close. We've always been close. It just made us even appreciate more. But I still want to stress that crying and getting up there when you're scared, because that's when you're strong. I mean, when you learn, when you can be weak around other people, and you can. I mean, I cried this morning to Cassie. Friday morning, I just was like, I wanted her awake. I wanted her to meditate with me, because it's just like. And she didn't say, "Oh, it's okay, don't cry, don't cry." It's like, no, we can do that.
This is completely accepted. This is a normal human emotion to feel, and you need to feel it, because if you don't, it's just going to get all bottled up, and then it's going to come out through more cancer or whatever it is. You know, it will manifest itself in the body if you don't feel it and release it and let it go.
And you go through it. You don't get past it. You don't.
But that's what I keep telling everyone is, I'm like, this is just something we are all growing through together. You know, because it's making us stronger every single day. You know, the things that we've made it through already, and then throwing this on top of it, it's like. Our family was chosen for this journey because we are capable of making it through together. This is just only going to make us stronger.
And people really and truly do. We were talking about this today, how growing up in a small town, you know, people can be very judgmental, and they can, you know, that. And I was a single mom with 2 beautiful daughters, you know, and everything. And there was a lot of judgment going on. And now we just look back going, just run off the track on that.
Whenever things get tough, the community comes together and they're there for you. And I mean, for Mom, they're putting together a whole fundraiser, and Mom doesn't even, she probably doesn't even have to go, because we don't know if she can in her condition. But it's just like, it's besides the fact if that she shows up or not, that they want to support and they want to raise money to help, you know, contribute to what's going on, and they just want to show up for you. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what I keep telling people too, is I'm like, all I can do for you is show up. All I can do is be here for you. Outside of that, I have to take care of myself so that I don't get high strung and I don't lose myself in this. But like, other than that, I cannot heal you for you. This is your journey. I just have to be here for whatever you need me to.
Which is, You know? And again, to my daughters, I mean, here I'm supposed to be the mom and the role model and all that, but we switch those roles. We don't have roles in our family at all. No. But whatever we need, we're there for each other. And had I not had them in Louisville when I started my journey, I would not be here. You know, it's just those things that, I mean, and I've always been appreciative, and I've known that what we have is extremely rare. I mean, people just don't have what we have. And the people that
you being a single mom, it makes a big difference, you know? Our family dynamic is very unique to us.
It very much so. And you know that, and you recognize it. And at one point, people are like judging you, but then somewhere along the way, they start saying things like, how did you end up, your daughters are so awesome, you have this great relationship. People saying, what did you do? You know, and it's just like faith, and you know, but we always there for each other. It wasn't like, I'm the matriarch, this is the way it's supposed to be, and blah, blah, blah.
We became best friends. It wasn't,
Then, you know, people say you can't be best friends with your kids, and you don't have to be best friends, and you're not ever going to share everything, but it's just unique, and this, and we've known it, but this is just even magnetizing it even more, and I just can't be, I'm grateful, I'm very grateful for the cancer. It's just, it's not just for our family, look what it's doing to other people's families.
And I think that in itself, though, just what you just said of like being grateful for cancer is such a bold statement that you will not hear a lot of people say, but I think that, again, that's another difference that I'm learning from with Dad. With Dad, we were like, fuck cancer and like this, screw that and blah blah, like cursing God for this being whatever. But now it's like, no, we're welcoming it. It's showing us something that we need to see.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be there if it wasn't for, you know, us to learn from it, grow from it, talk about it, preach about whatever it is. Like, there's a reason that it's there, and we have to respect it, and we have to welcome it with loving arms, because it wants you to start utilizing your mind, body, and soul to its fullest potential. Because sometimes, because of society and our culture and our programming, it's hard to do things that are good for you.
And you say we have to accept it. No, we don't. But if we want to enjoy life to the fullest, then we choose to accept it.
We choose to accept it.
And there's a lot of people that don't accept it, and they call it the C word. Excuse my French, but when I think of the C word, it's that C-U-N-T word. And I've never liked it, but I don't think of cancer as the C word. You know, that's in. But anyway, I don't know where we're going, but the page thing and the things that my family, very. I mean, I'm loving it. You know, I just wish I could be a little bit more like my old self, but do I? Yeah. Because the new self is going to end up being pretty damn good.
Yeah. Oh,
and and I'm still going on that Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Or maybe not that one, but I'm still going to hike and camp and enjoy.
Whether it's a year, 5 years, whatever it is.
Just to sit out there and look at God's great, majestic beauty after night surviving. It's going to be awesome.
It makes every single moment special.
It does. It does.
Which, why they call it the present, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Which is such a cliche saying, but it's true.
It's so simple, and that's the other thing. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah. We try to make things so difficult. And this just puts a new perspective on it. And I love the new perspective. Well, I love the perspective.
Yeah, but it's nice to hear you talk this way, because I know it's really scary. I know it's very, very scary, and it's new, and anything that's new is a challenge, and it's something we're adapting to. But I know that we have our moments where, yes, cry about it, because you need to. But something else that I've learned in the last years of getting off my journey is it's okay to feel all the feels. It's different to feed.
That's good.
You know, it's good to feel, not good to feed. Because once you start feeding it and getting in your mind and like, you know, ramping it up into this huge thing and like, it's death, I could die, I could, then it's like,
Perfect.
What good is that gonna do?
Perfect example of mine, but it's like going in, not knowing anything, and having to give blood and having a port put in, knowing nothing about it. So what do? My mind do the absolute worst case scenario, and then what happens? A little bee sting for 5 seconds, and you're like, wow, I just totally overdid that one. But yeah, it's what we make of it and what we allow.
And I'm really proud of you, and I can see it in your eyes that you're getting tired, so we can stop this. But thank you for talking with me.
You're welcome, and I'm very proud of you, and I love what you're doing here, and I think it's going to make a huge world of difference to people.
You've always been my biggest cheerleader, so you've definitely planted the seed in me to share my story. So this is my first step into that.
Seed. Sorry, go ahead.
Me and you.
Yeah. Oh, you were calling a different way on that.
You just talked about it.
I was going to Cassie.
Also, laughter is the best medicine, and you can't change my mind on that.
No, it's 100%. I mean,
I think that's what's gotten us this far in life, is just laugh about it. Because honestly, when it gets to a certain point, that's all you can do. What else are you going to do?
Laugh or go crazy.
Yeah.
And I need prayers for my Isabella.
Yeah,
so just put her out there.
Maybe I should post her in the team Tirah, because she is your mascot.
She is. Yes, and she's struggling too.
Poor baby. Yeah.
But thank you so much for having me on your show.
Yeah, of course.
It's been wonderful.
You were my third guest.
Jared first. Lexi. I love the Lexi. I highly recommend watching it.
Thank you.
Sitting out at the gazebo. They're so cute together.
Yeah, so are me and Jared.
That's their soulmates.
Yeah.
I mean, which I'm also blessed to have the son-in-laws that I have. So.
Yeah,
I love you so much. Thank you for having me on board.
Thank you for coming on. Anything else you want to say to the people?
We the people, just keep lifting us up in prayer, and we will do you, and
you do us, we do you.
You do you, boo. Love you all very much.
Love you all. All right.
And scene.
Good job.
I think so. I tried to talk slowly.
Yeah, I mean, you did good.
Okay, I'm going to leave.